Hold on to your seats, ladies and gentlemen, for tonight we'll rock the hip-hop world. The specifics of the vicious, ruthless attack that took place within the prison have left King Harris, the son of rap legend T.I., fighting for his life in the intensive care unit. Who would so precisely target a young man? Was there something far more diabolical and meticulously planned going on behind the scenes? Or was this just another brawl in the prison? The hashtag Dr. Prayer Forking is trending on all platforms, and fans are swarming the streets with candles. In the meantime, T.I. is on his knees, sobbing and his voice cracking. "Don't take my son away, please. Justice is not important to me. All I want is for him to live." At the very moment of the incident, security cameras inexplicably stopped working, leaving no video and no answers. Conspiracy theories abound on social media. Was this retaliation, a warning, or a sinister scheme connected to the hip-hop industry's secrets? You won't believe the pandemonium that is about to happen, so stay tuned because this news isn't just breaking, it's exploding. The tumult began in the icy, unforgiving corridors of Georgia's prison system, where violence is not just normalized but encouraged. The fate of King Harris, however, has even longtime insiders scratching their heads. There was more to the young son of hip-hop icon T.I. than simply being in the wrong place at the wrong time. There was something much more deliberate about this. An attack with the intention of shocking the music industry. Speaking anonymously for their own safety, sources within the prison called the scene a nightmare penned by a vengeful individual. King Harris was enticed into a location where cameras fortunately malfunctioned, they stated. What a coincidence that is. The attack was savage and precise, leaving the young man gasping for air and bruised and shattered. The security tape that should have documented every angle disappeared. Nurses muttered that it seemed like someone wanted him dead rather than merely injured. Within minutes, Atlanta's streets were in a frenzy. Social internet was inundated with comments pleading for a miracle, candles, and prayers from fans, many of whom were too young to recall T's ascent to prominence. A pray fork went viral all around the world and trended on all platforms. However, the conspiracy ideas increased even further when the hashtags gained popularity. Quicker. Why now, and who would target King Harris? According to some, this was payback for something that T had long kept secret. T's past has been uncovered by the attack, which has revived old scars. Do you recall the early hip-hop feuds that nearly brought down his business? The competitors, the trade secrets, the cautions. Many thought he was past that era. However, rumors now suggest that someone never forgot. No one ever shown forgiveness, and the son of a legend appears to be suffering as a result. According to leaked reports, the assailants were aware of King Harris's activities, timetable, and weaknesses. Unless someone in the system betrayed him, how could that have happened? The world saw its first glimpses of a nightmare unfolding within the intensive care unit. A delicate heartbeat accompanied the rhythmic beeps of machines. The young man's torso was covered in wires and tubes, but his presence was monumental even in this state. Outside the hospital, fans flocked with candles, hopeful posts, and demands, responses. "This is insane," an online fan who wished to remain anonymous remarked. Then there is Ty, who is no longer the rapper in charge of stadiums, but rather a father who has been broken in real time. How can a 20-year-old be attacked like this while the system is supposed to protect him? His voice trembling and tears streaming, he begged God and the world, "Please don't take my son from me. I don't care about justice. I just want him alive." Every moment of his anguish was filmed on social media, making T.I.'s grief a worldwide spectacle. Memes, tweets, and remarks reflected the divisive character of celebrity by both mocking and lamenting. "You can't stage heartbreak like this. Or can you?" But the horror doesn't stop there, one fan tweeted. According to anonymous insiders, the attack was planned with chilling precision, implying that rival inmates who may have been connected to enemies outside the prison walls were involved. Furthermore, some alleged corrupt officers purposefully turned a blind eye to ensure the assault occurred without intervention. If true, this isn't just. The family fight outside the hospital was nothing short of a movie, with tiny King Harris's mother collapsing repeatedly in the hallways, yelling, "Why my baby?" The neglect was a combination of betrayal, conspiracy, and a horrible abuse of power. Why him? A leaked audio recording, purportedly from a nurse inside the intensive care unit, confirmed the suspicion. This was no random act. Her voice, trembling, whispered. Someone wanted him silenced. This wasn't about prison politics. This was personal. The video of a broken mother in real time, captured on countless smartphones, spread like wildfire, igniting outrage and sympathy simultaneously. Witnesses described the scene as apocalyptic, with fans chanting, crying, and demanding justice. Fans weren't the only ones responding. Celebrities, influencers, and industry insiders weighed in, some expressing heartbreak, others speculating darkly. One cryptic post from an unnamed producer read, "When you play with fire, sometimes the flames reach your family." Who could have planned such a targeted attack? Was it connected to T.I.'s long-standing rivalries, or was this a brand new threat emerging from the shadows of the hip-hop underworld? The timeline of events remains harrowing. Reports suggest the attack lasted only minutes, but the consequences were catastrophic. King Harris was found barely breathing, rushed to the hospital, and immediately hooked to life-sustaining machines. Doctors whispered of critical injuries, trauma to the body. The internet exploded with theories, each darker than the last. Some claimed King Harris discovered dangerous secrets inside the prison. Others said this was revenge, aimed squarely at Ty, using his son as a pawn in a larger game. Skull, contusions across the body, and damage that could alter the course of his life forever. The young man who once carried the aura of privilege and fame was now a victim in a system that failed him. As the night stretched on, the world watched in horror. Ty's pleas turned into a rallying cry for fans, igniting protests, candlelight vigils, and hashtags demanding accountability. Yet behind the chaos, whispers of conspiracy grew louder. Leaked documents, unverified but circulating, hinted at a cover-up. Someone wanted this story buried, erased from the headlines before the world could grasp the full magnitude. But the internet doesn't forget, and neither do the fans. Every tweet, every clip, every leaked photo became evidence, a testament to the tragedy unfolding in real time. And then came the rumors. Some claimed the attack wasn't random at all. It was a message, a warning to T that fame, fortune, and influence could not shield him or his family. Others suggested deeper connections, hinting at organized networks that moved unseen, orchestrating events like chess pieces. Who gave the order? Who ensured King? The emotional toll on the family outside of the hospital is unimaginable. According to friends and supporters, Tiny fainted several times while T refused to leave his son's side. The juxtaposition of his past life, concerts, fame, and power against this raw vulnerability has left both fans and critics speechless. Social media erupted, with some mocking the spectacle and others crying alongside him. The first 24 hours have set a grim precedent. Leaked nurse statements, anonymous insider tips, and viral videos paint a chilling picture. King Harris isn't just recovering from a physical attack. He's surviving a painstakingly crafted storm. As fans speculate, theories become more outrageous. Industry politics, or something darker. A message from a hidden adversary lurking in the shadows. One thing is clear, the public isn't just watching a story unfold. They are living it. The tragedy of King Harris has transcended hip-hop. It's now a viral spectacle, a cautionary tale, and a nightmare wrapped in fame, family, and fear. Candlelight vigils continue. Social media rages, and the world waits with bated breath, asking the same question over and over. Will King Harris survive this brutal assault? Or is the legacy of a hip-hop dynasty in jeopardy? The world was still reeling from the first shockwaves when more whispers, more leaks, and more heartbreak hit the internet. King Harris wasn't just lying in an ICU bed. He had become the epicenter of one of the darkest, most twisted conspiracies the hip-hop world has ever seen. And the deeper we dig, the uglier it gets. Anonymous sources inside the prison claimed the attack was coordinated with precision no ordinary inmate could pull off. They knew exactly where to strike. According to an insider, this was planned and had nothing to do with a fight over a table or some illegal substance. They wanted King out of the picture, period. The most horrifying part was that the security footage that should have shown everything was lost. Convenient, the officer said, describing the malfunction. Too easy. The internet erupted. Memes calling it prison ghost magic flooded Twitter. Fans weren't just outraged, they were screaming for answers. Meanwhile, the social media storm intensified. Pray forking, justice forking, and near TI Army all dominated trends globally. But alongside the support came accusations. People questioned the very system that allowed this to happen. How does the son of one of the biggest names in hip-hop get attacked in prison and no one is held accountable? One fan demanded. Another tweet. One fan demanded. Another tweet. Alone. He prayed, pleaded, yelled, and whispered. Videos of him went viral almost immediately. People were astounded by the unadulterated humanity, as well as the desperation. The man who used to dominate stages now just commanded tears, dread, and hope. Then there was a leak that shocked the entire world. Horrifying information were disclosed in a video purportedly made by a nurse during a shift. Even seasoned medical personnel were rendered speechless by the savage and makeshift weapon used on King Harris. A padlock in a sock, a precisely aimed swing, several cranial injuries, bruises all over the body, and, worst of all, medical personnel observing a delay in intervention. Some guards even chuckled as they watched. According to a terrifying source, it was like they wanted him to suffer, to feel every second of it. In the meantime, the public's rage was uncontrollable. Vigils by candlelight evolved into demonstrations. Thousands of people are chanting for accountability. Social media took off. Fans shared everything from purported insider information to conspiracy analyses. Even links between the attackers and a rival gang associated with T.I.'s early career were implied in one widely shared tweet. Is it possible for ancient beefs to reach into a prison cell and almost kill someone? Apparently so. Additionally, the family's private nightmare intensified when followers engaged in online discourse. Tiny King's mother kept passing out while yelling at the personnel and pleading for clarification. Hearts become more broken with each update. Meanwhile, T was barging through hospital hallways, demanding justice and begging to be saved. He screamed, "You don't get to take my son," to no one in return. Everything was caught on camera. The internet went crazy. There were viral videos, threads, and hashtags everywhere. But then something even more sinister came to light. Several unnamed insiders claim that this incident might have been planned as a warning as well as retaliation. It was a message. Whoever did this, they want T.I. watching. They want T scared. They want Ty powerless. According to one source, Ty's name carries weight. King's life is leverage. Suddenly, this was about more than simply a young man in the intensive care unit. It dealt with a family's legacy and the fundamental underpinnings of hip-hop culture. Commentators on social media started making crazy assumptions. Was there a plot within the prison? Or was it an outside-ordered hit? Someone with power, influence, and resentment? According to a widely circulated belief, some prominent members of the industry wanted T.I. to be reminded that wealth and notoriety do not make him invincible. In addition, King Harris had unintentionally discovered something that endangered others. None of the theories could be verified, and each one was more horrifying than the last. The internet, however, didn't wait. They took it and ran. Every post is more dramatic than the last. King Harris was still in serious condition in the intensive care unit. Ty refused to go, holding his son's hand while saying, praying, and yelling, "Fight, King!" Despite the family's warnings of lifelong damage, fluctuating brain activity, skull trauma, and severe injuries, some medical specialists privately said he may never be the same. Do you hear me? Here's Daddy. In a matter of seconds, the devastating and cinematic scene went viral. Both fans and detractors shared every picture, magnified every murmur, and examined every tear. Then there was another leak, an audio purportedly showing a guard confessing to obeying orders to allow the attack to take place. No action, simply observe. We were instructed not to assist him or touch him. It's a message to T.I. from someone. According to reports, the guard stated, "If accurate, this was not carelessness. This was collaboration. This was conspiracy. This was corruption at its worst." Fans went crazy. News organizations attempted to control it, but the tales got out of control while the ripple effect expanded. No one had answers, only questions, fear, and outrage. Inside the hospital, Tiny reportedly screamed uncontrollably when doctors discussed worst-case scenarios. Ty was seen shaking his head, muttering, "Not my son." Hip-hop forums, Reddit threads, and Instagram live sessions exploded as fans speculated endlessly. Could this be retaliation from rival music factions? Or something connected to street politics? Perhaps revenge for perceived slights from T.I.'s early career? Not him, do you hear me? My boy is not yours to steal. The unadulterated humanity of the moment went viral on the internet, with each clip being shared tens of thousands of times in a matter of minutes. Outrage and memes combined to make the internet a part of the story itself. And then came the unexpected turn of events. Rumors circulated that King might have fainted during the night, and medical professionals battled to revive him. Social media erupted once more as fans were in complete amazement. Videos of supporters rallying outside the hospital went viral, with one fan yelling, "They protect criminals better than they protect King." Hashtags trended around the world. The tension was evident, and as fans, family, and celebrities responded, the story became more sinister. Rumors circulated, theories multiplied, and the internet became a courtroom, jury, and media outlet all at once. Heartbreak, accusations, and conspiracies were all part of a viral spectacle that was happening in real time, while the world waited and the night dragged on. Monitors beeped in intensive care units all over the city, but none were as closely watched as King Harris's. Every update, clip, and post was examined, conjectured, and shared. The story had grown beyond a jail attack and was now about fame, family, revenge, betrayal, and survival. It was about a father on his knees, a mother broken, and a son fighting against forces that seemed to come from every direction. And just when it seemed the chaos couldn't escalate further, more whispers surfaced. Leaks hinted that if King survives, a legal battle will unfold, one that could shake the prison system to its core. Whistleblowers ready to testify. Officials potentially implicated. Names, positions, and power dynamics at risk of exposure. The world was watching, waiting for the next explosive chapter. By dawn, Atlanta was a city holding its breath. Candlelight vigils, social media outcries, and celebrity commentary filled every corner of the internet. Every heartbeat of King Harris was dissected. Every second of T.I.'s despair shared, and the conspiracy theories kept multiplying. The story was no longer just about violence. It was about power, revenge, corruption, and survival on a scale few could even imagine. The sun rose over Atlanta, but there was no light in the Harris household or for the city watching in horror. While the world prayed, the whispers of conspiracy only got louder. Who really wanted King Harris to be silenced? Who planned this nightmare? Every name that was thrown into the chaos was more terrifying than the last. Ty was a man on the edge inside the hospital. He was once a hip-hop king, but now he was a desperate father begging for mercy. "I don't care about fame," T said. "Money doesn't matter to me." Fans dubbed it the most human, heartbreaking image in hip-hop history, and social media couldn't get enough of it. Clips went viral, with memes mixed with outrage and hashtags like #prayer_forking and #justice. "Just let my boy live," he cried, collapsing against the wall. Every platform was dominated by the forking T.I. army, but beneath the public hysteria, a darker storm was simmering. Leaks and anonymous sources kept coming out, and whistleblowers suggested that there was deep corruption within the prison. One insider suggested that rivals with ties to T's past may have planned the attack, warning that fame and power could not protect his family. Every new revelation infuriated fans, turning grief into rage. Candlelight vigils turned into protests, and celebrities weighed in, some with sympathy and others with cryptic hints of insider knowledge. One rapper tweeted, "When you mess with the throne, sometimes the king's bloodline pays." "This wasn't random," another person wrote. Someone sought to overthrow the dynasty. They came really close. The conjecture seemed unending. You could feel the fear. Hip-hop. Once a world of song and glitz, it now shudders under the weight of violence, retaliation, and treachery. Then came the most horrific turn of events yet. Unverified reports stated that King Harris had fainted twice during the night. And while doctors battled to bring him back to life, nurses muttered in the hallways and machines beeped in time with a frail heartbeat, the mother of the little king repeatedly collapsed. Screaming at the staff and pleading for her son's life, and T refused to leave, holding his son's hand and muttering prayers that were equal parts desperation and rage. The raw humanity of the moment spread around the world, and as the hours passed, the internet went into overdrive and conspiracy theories flourished. Reddit threads, Instagram stories, and TikTok breakdowns were all part of the story. No one could confirm names, affiliations, or motives, but everyone had an opinion. And while rumors were rife, the family's nightmare grew. Hospital insiders revealed more terrifying details. King Harris had suffered severe brain trauma, possibly from a padlock concealed in a sock, delivered with precision. Guards allegedly did nothing. Some witnesses even suggested laughing. The accusations ignited social media, and protesters demanded justice. Celebrities made statements, fans sobbed, and grief and rage combined in a perfect storm. Meanwhile, the legal ramifications started to emerge, and whistleblowers suggested that if King survived, investigations might reveal prison negligence or worse. Collusion. Ty continued his vigil. Negligence or worse. Collusion. Ty continued his vigil. Grudge or something connected to gangs? Atlanta had become a city of protest and prayer by evening. Outside the hospital, thousands of people gathered. Candlelight vigils evolved into online viral campaigns, shouts, and slogans. Worldwide, hashtags were popular. Conspiracy theories, skeptics, and supporters all added to the mayhem. Ty, meantime, continued to be the face of despair, a celebrity reduced to his most basic humanity, a father fighting against forces greater than himself. Then there were rumors of yet another startling discovery. According to a purported insider, the attack might have entailed cooperation with some jail employees in addition to opposing gangs. They were instructed to turn away. Someone wanted this to occur. Social media went into overdrive as the source stated, if true, this wasn't just negligence. It was orchestration. It was betrayal. It was corruption at a level few could imagine. Supporters called for openness. Anger turned into wrath. Celebrities also voiced their opinions, with some suggesting deeper conspiracies and others advocating for reform. Just the rumors were enough to get media attention. Theories erupted on music forums, Instagram loops, YouTube commentary, and TikTok analysis. No one had answers, but everyone had an angle. Only expectation, grief, and terror. Tension was still too high within the hospital. Physicians cautioned the family about potential irreversible harm. There was a fluctuation in brain activity, damage to his skull that were so severe that some people said he might never fully recover. Still, T wouldn't go. "Fight, King, you hear me? Daddy's right here." He prayed, pleaded, shouted, and murmured. Each video went viral, causing heartache all across the world. King Harris was no longer the only character in the story. It was about survival, corruption, retaliation, and power. It was about a mother shattering, a father on his knees, and a boy battling against all odds. The leaks persisted. According to alleged insiders, assailants were picked because of T.I.'s historical rivalries. Social media went crazy. Anger spread, hearts were broken, conspiracies grew, and hope clung frantically to each heartbeat. Then there was the terrifying prospect that if King lived, the system might be upheaved by inquiries. Whistleblowers may reveal carelessness, corruption, or worse. Power dynamics, names, and positions are all at risk. Atlanta held its breath. Ty remained the human center of the storm, holding his son, praying in private, and fighting for life itself as social media erupted. Fans prayed, demonstrators marched, and celebrities shared. The night went on and on. With a shaky optimism, ICU monitors beeped in time. The world was watching, amplifying every sound, every movement, and every breath. Leaked tapes, viral films, and candlelight vigils all combined to create a perfect storm of fury, speculation, and loss. The true story took place behind hospital walls as the internet discussed. The last twist was that there were rumors that the attack might have served as a warning to T.I. himself as well as King Harris. Collateral was the sun. Money, fame, power, and message do not equate to immunity. The ramifications were horrifying. The internet went crazy. Every whisper, leak, and clip contributed to the story. Conspiracy theories, celebrities, and fans all engaged in the mayhem. One thing became clear as the night went on. The life of King Harris was in jeopardy. Desperate, human, and unrelenting, T remained a father. The entire world prayed, watched, and conjectured. Every second counted. Each heartbeat was important. And above all, there was a question. Will King live? Or will a dynasty be upended, a family left permanently damaged, and hip-hop experience one of its darkest chapters? The world waits now. Every news update, every social media post, every silent prayer and candlelight vigil centers on King Harris's precarious life. The storm has not yet passed. The plot has not been uncovered. The heartache doesn't stop. Atlanta, hip-hop, and the entire world hold their breath as daybreak draws near. Because this is more than just a tragedy if King fails to survive. It's an earthquake. A dynasty upended. In front of millions, a father's worst nightmare came true. Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. The globe is on edge because of this story's rawness and shockingness. King Harris was a young man who was trapped in an unimaginable nightmare. Ty, his father, is frantically pleading for a miracle while he fights for his life. However, there are still more questions. Who planned this assault? Was it corruption, retaliation, or a reminder that not even wealth and fame can keep the people you care about safe? I want you to think now. How would you respond if you was the child stranded in the storm? In a system this flawed, could justice ever be done? And one thing is evident as the world observes. There will never be the same thing again. Atlanta is trembling. Hip-hop is shaky. Additionally, the Harris family is engaged in a struggle that we can only see, wishing for a miracle that could change their destiny. This is where you, my devoted viewers, come in. I want your opinions, your theories, and your indignation. Who do you believe is responsible for this? Comment below. Additionally, the world needs to hear all voices, so don't hold back. If you have a soft spot for King Harris, hit the like button. For For the most unfiltered, juicy, and surprising updates you won't find anywhere else, subscribe to Gossip Spill Vibe and share this video so that no one misses the story. Because keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, secrets blow up in your face in the realm of Gossip Spill Vibe. This is by no means the end of the story. Keep an eye out and...